I know I haven't recorded a video in a while on either channel. This is Bari Talks Everything, where we talk about sports, entertainment, and everything in between. Today's topic, we are going to be doing my Premier League predictions for the 24-25 season, running from tonight, actually. Not tonight, from 3 p.m. the first game is going to be. Right? So, I have the chart up. And we are starting from 20th place straight to 10th. Then we're going from 9th to 1st. How I'm going to be doing this? I'm going to be saying, I don't have it in order already, so I'm going to be saying why each team is finishing, where they are finishing, give a good explanation, and yeah, we're going from there. So it shouldn't be a long video. So if you're here for the first time on the Bari Talks Everything channel, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and let's get into it. I don't have an official intro, but this will work. We're back. Right, so in 20th place, we have Leicester City. They just got promoted back to the Premier League, right? But I have them in 20th simply because they lost the manager that got them promoted, and I'm not too sure if the quality they have is going to be enough to keep them up. Jamie Vardy is old now. I'm not too familiar with who the squad is, but the jump from the Championship to the Premier League is very serious. When I say real serious, it's very serious. Only a few teams who come directly up to the Premier League from a Championship season before have survived. And most of the time, they spend a lot of money. I don't think Leicester City has spent a lot of money, but so has my team Liverpool, but we're not going to get into that until we go higher up to the table. So, 20th place, Leicester City. 19th place, Everton. I'm sorry, but I think it's time. Everton Football Club has been ducking relegation for the longest while. When I say the longest while, Everton Football Club, if I go to the Googles, right? Premier League, Everton Football Club. Go to the table. The 23-24 season, the hard points deducted, they survived. They get 40 points, right? They got 40 points. They survived. The 22-23 season, they came 17th. I'll watch Fulham for a second there. They came 17th in the 23-24 season. 22-23 season, my bad. Yeah. That was the season Leicester got relegated. So Leicester came right back up. Right? They survived by 2 points in that season. And that was before points started to get deducted. 21-22. Same thing again. They came 16 this time. They survived by 4 points. Everton has been on a relegation struggle for quite a few years now. Like 3 years now, they've been struggling to survive relegation. Sorry if I stuttered a little bit, but that's besides the point. Everton, I pick you to be finally relegated. There's only room for one club from Liverpool, and that's Liverpool, right? 18th, Southampton, same thing. They just come back up to the Premier League to have a little 38th match day expedition, and I predict that they're going straight back down. Nothing too special about the team. I think I made an error here because, West Ham, I made an error there. West Ham was supposed to be much higher up the table. I'll decide where they'll be, but most likely West Ham might finish around 8 or something. Anyways, Ipswich Town, the other team that came up, I predict them to come around 16th. They have a good coach. They brought in Calvin Phillips on loan from Manchester City, I think this morning. So the strengthening to try to survive, right? So I see them staying up. We play them on match day 1, so that'll be a test. Liverpool better win that game. Newcastle, 15th. Newcastle is the richest club in the world. Can't record a video. Newcastle is the rich. Can't record a video. Newcastle are the richest club in world football, but due to how the club is operating, they can't spend money. They can't give them the money, right? They have the money, but they can't spend the money, right? So I'll say 15. They have a good squad, but perhaps they might struggle. Although I don't think they have any continental competitions. No Champions League, no Europa League, so they might finish higher. Who knows? Nottingham Forest, 14th. They spent a lot of money for a club that came up only a few years ago. They stay up comfortably last season. So, yeah, somewhere around here. 13th place, Crystal Palace. I picked them to be in 13th because they lost Olise. Olise was one of the key linchpins last season that helped them to finish in a good position. And the new manager that they have cooking, I think, is Paul Glasner. Their new manager is came in from I think a club in Germany. I can't remember the exact club, but he's done well for them. And if he had started the season with them, they could have had a push for Europe. But Crystal Palace, 13th place. That wouldn't be too hard. 12th, Wolves. Wolves, I don't think I have anything much to say about Wolves. Wolves is really like a 10 to 14 place finish kind of team for the past few years, I realized. So that's about it for my prediction for Wolves. Not really special. Brentford, 11th. They still have Tony. For some reason, he hasn't left them this summer. So if he stays, they have a chance to finish comfortably in a position like this. 10th place, Fulham. Fulham made transfers. Fulham got Smith Rowe from Arsenal. Good player. Plays tonight against Manchester United. I keep saying tonight. I'm not living in England. This afternoon, 3 p.m. the fixtures. Yeah, so I think they're strengthened. So, yeah, about a 10th place finish. Now we're going up the table. 9th place, Bournemouth. Bournemouth doing some excellent business in the transfer window. That money that they get for Solanke going a long way. And I can't remember which other players they got rid of, but they're replacing players and bringing in players that might be very essential to the season. So 9th place might be a good finish for them. Who knows if they could be higher. 8th place, Villa. Aston Villa is in the Champions League this season. They strengthened really well in the transfer window. They sold Douglas Luiz, and a lot of that money went towards bringing in players. So they would have a stronger squad. And with that said, for the first season back in the Champions League with the new way that Champions League football is going to be played in like a league table, they could qualify for the next stage, but at the same time, the extra competition could tire them out, and it could cause them to finish at a lower position because they finished 4th place last season. So I expect them to naturally drop off this season. 7th place, Chelsea. No. I don't know what's going on with Chelsea and the transfers. Chelsea only bringing in a set of children. It looks like trafficking. I'm not going to call it that, but it's very weird. They need a striker. They're going for brothers who now officially start like the first year of playing football. They didn't get the guy. The guy was from Atletico Madrid. Some Samuel Omorodion or Omricon or some kind of nonsense. So, but they have a deep squad, and with how hectic the Premier League is, it could help them if any of the teams above them fall off. So I put them at 7th. But if anybody slips up and they get into good form underneath the new manager, they could finish higher. So Chelsea 7th. 6th, Tottenham. They could finish higher, but we'll see how Solanke kicks on. They still have good players. They brought in a few younger players to the squad. So they also finished somewhere around here. They haven't really hit Champions League football for a few seasons now. So let's see what Tottenham does. They have a good coach. It's up to the management to actually back him and get him the players he needs to actually have a boot and a chance of winning any silverware for them. They're in the Europa League this season. So who knows? They're in the Europa League. Manchester United in the Europa League. Could this be Tottenham's season to win a title? I don't know. Okay, so 5th place, Europa League spot. That's the second Europa League spot here. Brighton. I'll just say Brighton is something else, you know. Brighton Hove Albion had Roberto De Zerbi, right? All the time, this brother wanted transfers to make a better chance of qualifying for Europe and all these things for the team. Boom flick. As the brother going, and they got a new manager, Brighton spreading the wealth. I don't think this will be too upset because he is the manager of Marseille now, and they have a good rebuild going on over in France. He have a good squad. But Brighton, all is shaky for that. And the transformation that I see the squad under right now, they could be qualifying for Europe because they always play good football. It's up to see what this new manager is going to do for them this season, but I'm giving them a chance. Brighton, 5th place. Let me move back down. West Ham. I don't think I'll say much on West Ham, no? But West Ham have an improved squad as well. So it could probably be something like 17-2 though. I could do probably switch out West Ham for Nottingham and Brentford could take 17th if they lose Tony. So yeah, so that's how I'll do. I'll do Brentford 14th, West Ham 11th, Nottingham 17th. Yeah. Right. 6th place, Tottenham. I said already. Brighton 5th. Manchester United 4th. This one will be controversial because Manchester United actually make changes, whereas Liverpool didn't make changes. They signed like 4 players. They signed Joshua Zirkzee from Genoa. They signed 2 players from Bayern. They signed Matthias de Ligt and Mazraoui from Bayern, and they also sign. What did they sign? They signed one more players, not three players. They signed four players. Yeah, one more player. I can't remember who the next player is signing. Was it? Was it four players to sign? I literally forgotten who's the next player to sign. Oh yeah, Lenny Euro. Yeah, they signed Lenny Euro from Lille, and he's currently injured. And they knew he had an injury coming in, and they still signed him. I don't know if it was stupid or a calculated risk, but it's a metatarsal injury, and he got injured in like the first, well, not the first, the second game of preseason that they played, and now he's out for 3 to 4 months or longer. Who knows? But hope he gets better. And yeah, third place, Liverpool. I'm very upset. I'm very, very, very upset. We haven't made a single signing. The hardy manager looking like an idiot because he's supposed to be in charge of managing the team, just being the coach, and the transfer committee is supposed to be handling transfers. Press conference was this morning. Richard Hughes, nowhere to be seen. Michael Edwards, nowhere to be seen besides him. He had to answer questions about transfers. He's not in the know really, but he basically confirmed that he wanted Subamendi. They tried to get him. He changed his mind. He was persuaded to stay by his team, and now he's looking like a proper idiot because they don't even have the money to give him a new contract. So they kind of bamboozled him to stay at the club, and they kind of hit him at 619. Yeah, essentially they hit him at 619 because they say, if you stay, we'll get a new contract. And right now they're in limbo with contract talks because we're broke. So yeah, buddy, you should have come out to Liverpool. And at the same time, we should have paid the relegation. We should have paid the release clause. So you don't have an option really. The club would not be in negotiations to ask him to stay if we had paid the release clause. So that was our fault. So going forward, Liverpool, please don't be stupid. Pay the release clause. Stop being cheap. Otherwise, FSG out. We're fed up all there. Second place, Manchester City. Very controversial. I don't want them to do the 5-beat. I think they could do the 5-beat. But if Arsenal doesn't win it this season, major questions need to be asked about Arteta, Mateta. Right? So, yeah. First place, Arsenal to win the Premier League. Could it happen? Yeah. Will it happen? We'll see. Do I think it will happen? No. Do I want it to happen? Hell no. But it's their time. That's about it. To sign one player, Calafiori, the defender, Cauliflower, Kakaflower, all are the different names they're calling them. Kakadoodle. All are the different names they're calling this brother from Italy. So, yeah, that was the end of my predictions for the season. Hope you all enjoy this style of video. Leave a like. Leave your predictions in the comments below. And this was Bari Talks Everything Premier League predictions for the 24-25 season. I'll see you all in the next one. Yeah, man.